Hello everyone, let me just fade out the music real quick as I'm playing it live like I normally do every time. If you
So
didn't
what
know
does it
that.
look like when you're fading out the music? Are you just
Yeah, I'm
slowly
turning it.
turning down the keyboard, or are you just hitting the keys lighter every time?
It's hitting the keys lighter. So I don't know if people
Yeah.
know this, but to play a keyboard softer, you don't have to use any fancy plugins. All you gotta do is just lightly tap, just slightly,
Just be delicate,
just
gentle.
be. That's exactly. Use a little gentle cycle on this.
Yeah. Gentle
But
cycle, that's right.
yeah, it's
Throw
close.
your
Close.
keyboard in the wash.
If you haven't
If you
done,
learned
hey,
anything from this podcast, it's do that. I'm explicitly telling you to do this.
I've
Sue us if you do
I've
and break a
seen
keyboard.
Skrill or Dead Mouse's
This is
masterclass.
all a joke. That was parody. Don't sue me if you throw a keyboard at
Yeah, you
a
can't.
washing machine.
This whole thing is just satire. One of the best things that we've learned is just don't listen to this podcast. That's been
Exactly.
like
I don't listen to this podcast. We're satirists. That's what I'm going to put on my resume from now on.
that's it.
Hey, New Yorker, get me in there.
Yeah, they obviously listen to this podcast.
Of course.
Yeah,
It's
but if
high culture.
yeah, but if this is your first time listening to this, this is Style Direction, a menswear
satire
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, satire podcast. It is a menswear podcast without the stuffiness. My voice, the voice you're hearing right now, is Ethan M. Long.
That was a great way to start that sentence. My name
you.
is Spencer Audie.
Yes, and we love menswear. We love wearing it, and we love. I love writing about it and photographing it. But Spencer and I love talking about it.
That's true.
That's right. That is correct. And
And that's why we're here.
that's why we're here. We stream twice a week on Twitch.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing all this stuff in the beginning.
Because I'm
stream
just
twice.
assuming. Yeah, I'm just assuming people.
You always assume that it's someone's first episode, kind of. I mean, I guess that's maybe what you're supposed to do.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
So, welcome.
Comedy
My name's
Bang Bang
Spencer.
does
What's
it
your
all the
name?
time. Tell us. We're waiting for you. If
Yeah.
we'll get like an email like randomly. It'll just be like,
You know, we should do like, I don't know. People are probably pretty lonely right now. Everyone's locked up inside. At least Americans are.
it's September now. Yeah.
It's September. So we should have like just a friend simulation episode. Where we can like have a conversation where it's like, how was your day? And then we pause and let them like they say it.
like an ASMR simulation kind of thing.
No, exactly. We should.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? We should just pivot to being like personal attention ASMR. This is for it's like the haircuts don't do it for you. You need the
because you
haircut
can't
lady
get
to say
because you
that
can't
she
get
loves you.
haircuts. You can't
Exactly.
have, yeah.
But yeah, we'll record episodes. We'll be like, wow, what a great outfit. Where did you get that jacket? And then they'll tell us where they got the jacket. And it's like, that's a great store. And that's the episode. I think people would like that.
Yeah, if you do, please let us know. Hey, we're always looking for Patreon content.
That could be the Patreon episode.
That's it. That's exactly.
Just,
yeah,
parasocial relationships ahoy.
Our like 20 patrons are gonna like find this on their bonus feed. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" And it just be
Personal
going.
attention.
It just be going. Hey there. That's a nice jacket you've got on. Where'd you get it, man? Looks good on you.
Like just self-motivation tapes.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. Oh man.
Yeah.
But today we are not doing it. I mean, that was a taste of ASMR. Because I've always wanted to be a voice actor. If
We do have our mics are binaural. I don't think I have it to that setting, but
you should. Or
wait, no, binaural or is it okay? Well, now we're getting into like shop talk.
Yeah,
I have it
I
on
don't know.
Cartoid. Is that how you say it? Cartoid.
I don't.
Am I hitting the T too
I'm
hard?
not. This is all stuff
Who
for
cares?
our
This
audio
is about
producers to do.
sneakers.
This is about that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about sneakos, as I call them. I gotta change the blog post because there is a long essay on this. Like one of the typical Ethan essays that I write about menswear pieces. There's a big one, which is why we're doing a podcast along with it. So
I'm wearing, and hey, it's something that we both wear a lot. I'm wearing some right now. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
You're probably not.
Nope.
I mean, you don't have any shoes on right now. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I've got nothing on my feet.
Yeah.
They're naked.
I
But
have
yeah, no.
sneakers.
Contrary to popular belief, we actually do wear sneakers.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Well,
I know everyone always
it's-
says Spencer doesn't wear sneakers, and I'm like,
Well,
fuck
it's
off,
just
you
because
don't
it's
know
a
anything about
common
me.
thing. Again, if you're in the menswear industry and community, you probably are familiar with sneakers, but to like general people who maybe like are used to, I don't know, like Gentleman's Gazette or something, where you approach dressing up more formally. You may assume that guys who like to wear suits may not like wearing sneakers because
Yeah.
sneakers are casual. They're for,
We can't stand the feeling
yeah.
of canvas. We need leather. We need leather.
That's your
Animal
impression
skin.
of them. That's your impression of
That's
them.
yeah, exactly.
There you go. That's a good
They,
Raphael
they
impression.
thirst for blood. They thirst for flesh.
Ugh, God, vampires or zombies? Both, I guess. Both
Both.
work. But yeah, so today we're talking about sneakers, and it's kind of a big subject because I think Spencer and I, well, I guess for me actually, I went through that phase of like, oh, I'm gonna get into suits now. I'm never wearing sneakers because a gentleman doesn't wear sneakers. I don't know who that is. That's my go-to
Italian
Eastern
guy?
Italian
Oh,
or
Eastern
Eastern European. Yeah, they're one of the two. Whenever I'm like,
They're
doing
just like vaguely European.
yeah. Whenever I'm like straw manning or talking about like those like Alpha M types. But yeah, I never really wore sneakers, at least for the beginning of my menswear journey.
I'm trying to think. I think
You always had Converse, I
For-
feel like.
I had Converse, but I didn't wear them a lot. I had I wore them to like the gym and stuff because I was like, I'm gonna be cool and retro.
Well, okay,
but then
yeah.
It's like, but then of course you realize that like Converse aren't good workout shoes, so I stopped. But no, I think throughout most of high school and probably like the first year of college, my casual shoes were either boots, which I just wore all the time year round,
Right.
or
Kinky boots.
or like casual casual derbies, I guess. Like I had a pair of like cheap saddle shoes I got from DSW that I wore all the time.
Oh, I remember
and
those,
like shit
yeah.
like that. But yeah, I think that was mostly what I wore. I'm trying to figure out what my first like, I guess, getting back into it pair of sneakers were. Mm-hmm. Well, I think it was
The cons.
either
the
the
Con 70s.
no because I got those
Colchesters.
either Colchesters or kill shots.
Yeah, and we're gonna explain some of those later on in this episode.
But at least, but yeah, I mean, for a long time I didn't really wear sneakers either. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
I distinctly remember, even as a kid though, you kind of see how important sneakers are, right? Because I think that like at least maybe not now where nowadays kids are able to like some kids fucking wear some Supreme. They cop Supreme now, and it's fucking crazy, right? But back when I was a kid, especially because we've talked about it on the stream, I wore uniform. Sneakers were one way to kind of differentiate yourself, and of course, I could tell that the cool kids or like the skater kids wore like Vans. The more cool kids wore like basketball shoes. Kind of this is kind of the era of Justin Bieber, seeing like the kind of stacked skinny jean with like a high top basketball shoe kind of thing. So I was definitely in that realm. I remember in like 4th grade, I got like these. In my head, they're kind of like a Samba, but like I don't know, they were like a Porsche branded like shoe. Like it was like black with like white stripes, and it was like leather. And I was like, I would like lick my hands and like clean them because like I don't want like I mean like I don't want to get dirty,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so when I got to college, I remember not knowing what a desert boot was, but I'm like, what are those suede derbies that people wear that look so cool? I mean, they were, because Clark's desert boots are kind of low cut, I think, compared to like some other boots. So I remember that, but I also remember people started wearing like the minimalistic white sneaker, and I was like, whoa, this might be the height of MFA, but I wasn't even in at the time. I
Are we
started
talking about
college.
like Stan Smiths or?
Yeah, Stan
just, like,
Smiths,
yeah.
or even maybe like some rich kids in college would have common projects. I mean, I started college in 2012, so this is like, like starting of like hashtag menswear in the mainstream, But I remember like, oh, I gotta get some of that, and I never found what I was looking for. Of course, I went to like DSW or like maybe like the Nike outlet store, but of course, Nike outlet's not gonna have the cool shoes,
Yeah.
And so I remember like the first thing I got was like this tan pair of Vans, like I don't know what they were, but there's a picture of them in the blog post where I'm wearing them.
I
with,
see
like,
him. I see him. I mean, they are those the Vans old schools?
Yes, yeah, I think
I'm
they're
not.
Vans
Yeah,
old schools.
I'm not a huge like Vans. I basically only like the authentic, but I think those are old schools.
Yeah, and the thing is, see, I didn't get the black ones because I was like, oh, I want them to be cool, but the white ones
Yeah.
maybe they weren't available, so I got like tan brown or something, and then I Yeah, so those were like my go-tos. I also had some really shitty ass like Aldo like derby sneakers. Like not as bad. It was kind of like a deck shoe or their version of the authentic, but like way more like
Do you have a
shapely.
picture
Of that
in
one,
here?
I do not. I don't think those
Yeah.
exist. Maybe if I go on Facebook somewhere. Um, and then I got into MFA about like 2015. And then I was like, oh, well, these guys love the kill shot. And so like one of the early blog posts was about the kill shot. Like it's in the blog post is actually
I
called What Are
remember that.
Those? Yeah. And the thing was, I bought them. I thought they were cool. And again, I still have them today. Spencer and I both have them. I mean, we may not wear them as much now.
Yeah, I mean,
But
like just getting this out of the way. Personally, I still think kill shots look cool. I don't
yep.
wear them as often
Yeah.
because of the like meme status. But I mean, like on its own, I think it's a cool shoe.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I even though I had them, I didn't wear them. I couldn't figure out like I felt like they were like wearing me in a sense, right? Like you wear them like the MFA way, wear them like slim chino, you wear them like a crew neck sweater, and as you guys know from the birthday article, which is a good setup for the next one of the next pod episodes, it's gonna be about old Ethan, and it was like I needed to find a way. I was discovering what I liked from tailoring, and so of course I did that more. And when you're wearing tailoring, which includes wearing spear points and collar bars on a more daily basis, sneakers don't fit in there, you know. And it wasn't maybe until I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, 2017, where I kind of hit the height. Like I kind of perfected what I wanted from tailoring. And of course, stuff still changed today, but I kind of
You got more into it. Or
yeah,
like,
and a
found
lot
your
of the
groove.
yeah, exactly, and a lot of 2017 outfits still look good today. So it was like, okay, what goes on from here? And the answer is casual wear, and that's why I have a big casual outfit, a casual Ethan essay, and along with that goes sneakers. So I kind of started reintroducing to them, um, and yeah, so that kind of brings us to where we are today. And of course, once Spencer and I get into something, we're not the first people in menswear to get into it, but then we start
Yeah.
noticing it a lot more, people getting into like the kill shot, right? I mean, I think the menswear equivalent of that would maybe be like the German army trainer, another 70s, kind of gum soled or
Which you don't like, but I do.
yeah, exactly. And so now, like, if we'll go through some of the stuff that we've noticed, and we'll also add in the sneakers that we have that line up with this particular thing. So if we start out with the white sneaker, now that's probably the easiest to get into, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it's like
I mean, that was one of the first ones I wanted. I think specifically the Drake's Moonstar ones. Those are like what I was really after.
right. So for those of you who don't know, and I doubt you don't know it because like the white sneaker, the white leather sneaker, or the white canvas sneaker is like supreme as in like the word, not the brand. It's just a good go-to. The kill shot is a good kind of example of that, even though it has a little bit more.
It's like it's like a kind
has-
of
It's like a 70s. I mean, it's literally like 70s,
Yeah.
80s. But in general, like there's like
it's still
there's
minimalistic, but it has like a little bit more flair to it.
yeah. But especially if you're into tailoring, I feel like the common project or like that kind of all white sneaker is easier to get into because it's kind of like a brown shoe, right? It's like it's all one color. It's kind of because of that, it's kind of dressy, especially if it's all white. And that's why you see like our friend Doug has like, well, he doesn't have like the Achilles low. He has like the basketball shoe version of the common projects. But yeah, you see that a lot, and it does go with tailoring. I mean, you see Mark Cho, I think, is wearing common projects in one picture. It looks good if you're the kind of guy who wears like a t-shirt with a suit. Kind of looks good with that kind of vibe. Again, that's something I'm super into. But what we do like Spencer pointed out, is like the more, I don't know, is it like the workwearish kind of shoe? Like I don't like.
Well, just like okay. So first of all, I think I'm starting to dislike leather sneakers. I still like my kill shots, but for the most part, I think, I don't know, like the sneakers that I want are all canvas or like the retro New Balances that are like mesh and suede, but not leather. So I don't know. I mean, the reason that I don't like a lot of the like super plain leather white sneakers is just because I personally think they're like just boring and overdone. Like,
Well, yeah.
It's minimal. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, hey, you guys should know by now we're not minimalist and we don't really do very minimal takes on menswear. So I get it. I mean, it's kind of like it's like the absence of something. I mean, to me, minimalism in general. This is like a little side tangent, but it feels like you're trying too hard to not care.
Yeah.
And so,
or I mean, yeah, there's that's a great way of putting it, because there's so many things on MFA. It's like, here's how you do a capsule wardrobe, minimalist wardrobe, but it involves
white sneaker,
like,
white sneaker.
well, no, it involves like a shit ton of spreadsheets, and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, and I think like a white sneaker, because it goes with everything.
Yeah.
Feels like a calculated choice in itself. Like, you're like, oh, you bought this shoe specifically to look good with everything. I mean, and then again,
well, because also like I don't know. I mean, it's okay. Maybe this is just me, and I'm gonna look like a fool as soon as you respond. But there, okay. So I see a difference between like a white deck shoe, like a white pair of Converse or whatever, that still have some extra details. Like usually they'll have the red stripe, they have the like eyelet or the ventilation or whatever. But like that kind of has like an identity and a vibe in a way that I don't think a common project does. Like a common project is just so generic.
Exact. And hey, you're not a fool, because I would say it's the exact same thing, which is why I would say that our version, what I wrote about, that I identify more with is like the Converse, because it has like the kind of sports aspect to it. Skaters were Vans too, but like skaters like to wear Converse too. People, I mean, it has like an everyday kind of thing. I have friends who are, kind of alt or punk, who like wearing, with their black ripped jeans with Converse. Like, so like wearing the Converse not just is like a nice canvas shoe with the rubber sole with the red stripe. It has identity behind it that you can either play with or subvert, and of course, I can't believe I forgot to talk about it, but like, you look back on like vintage sneakers, and again, people wore sneakers back in the 30s, 40s, 50s,
sneakers
60s.
have been around since
for,
like what, canvas athletic shoes have probably been around since like the middle of the 19th century.
Exactly. So it's like, you look at that, and those, like that kind of style, like I'm not saying Converse is like the original, but like that style, the Colchester style, like those look vintage and also have the identity. I mean, I think Colchesters have a bit more of a vintage connotation to it. They're very popular with the workwear crowd, while Converse has a more mainstream appeal. But of course, like I said, you're able to co-opt those identities and kind of twist them into stuff. And that's why, I mean, and the white sneaker just kind of goes with, I mean, the white color goes with everything. And then,
exactly.
I mean, there's like the yellow. I mean, I still like the yellow Converse, red Converse look cool. But yeah, but it's such a fun thing to do, and I prefer that over the common project, just in general.
Are there any like more minimalist white sneakers that you do like? Because we're really shitting on common projects, but I don't know. I think I'm maybe more talking about the style.
Well, I don't like the Stan Smith. I mean, I have them, and I don't wear them anymore. I mean, they were. I think that might be the first shoe I bought after the kill shot. I mean, I did get the Onitsuka Tigers, but I'll get into that later with the dad shoe. But yeah, I got those ones, and I wore those a while. But I wore them in like Japan, when I went to London in 2017. And then I haven't worn them since, because I replaced them, or that kind of like white sneaker that's that has like I call it like the many laces type of thing, where it has there's a lot. It's not like a derby where there's like 5. There's like a bunch of them, right? That kind of look. I replaced them with vintage made in USA Converse that I got at the Rose Bowl. That's it's canvas. And when I first got them, I'm looking at them right now. They look like, I mean, they were pretty shitty when I first got them. I mean, I got them for like $35. I mean,
didn't they smell bad? Was there like
they smelled like weird rubber or something, like or like rotten rubber or
you,
something.
You could like always smell it when you were wearing them.
Yeah, and now I don't, and I think it's so I like soaked them in like detergent, and I think that made it slightly worse, because then it smelled like wet rubber. And then I didn't wear them for a year. Like I literally left them downstairs, in my doorway area, not outside but inside, and maybe it's because like Asian cooking, it's very smelly or whatever, that now it's just not there anymore. The smell is gone. And so now I wear them, and I actually wear them. They're my painting shoe, and I wore them and I painted on them, and they're kind of fun, because there's like the whole Comme des Garçons thing, which is so overplayed. But it's fun. I drew like a happy face on it and like an arrow, because it's
you like arrows.
Hey, I know. Shout out Mercer and Arrow. Remember that?
Oh my god.
Find a Mercer and Arrow on cud.biz, guys.
Oh
Web
man,
store.
we gotta sell some Mercer and Arrow branded merch. What could have been?
What could have been? Shout out Jay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like seeing the Converse done a lot. I mean, I'm trying to look at some of the pictures that I have here from the sneaker article. Again, check out the blog post because there's a lot in this particular article. But yeah, what about you, Spencer? What about your thoughts on? Because I know you wear Converse a lot.
No, I love Converse, and I mean it's like for all the reasons you said, it's like, I mean most of my looks are, I guess you could describe them as like vaguely Americana, like a lot of work, a lot of workwear, a lot of like, kind of more, I don't know if rustic is the right word, like hard wearing stuff maybe. Mm-hmm. So I like the the very like classic mid-century vibes you get from the Converse. I have two pairs. I have the white low tops, which are Chuck 70s that I got from the Nordstrom at South Coast. But then our friend Doug sold me a pair of true vintage 60s Converse high tops, which I wear a lot. They are, the condition isn't the best. It's not really structurally unsound, but there are parts that maybe of like the sole that maybe I should get like patched up. But no, I mean, I love these things. I wear them all the time. I think they're a very comfortable shoe too. But yeah, I mean, it's like I think it's like it's the same reason that people gravitate towards Common Projects and Stan Smiths is because they basically go with everything. But I personally think Converse are maybe a little bit more interesting, and maybe most people would disagree because they're so ubiquitous. But I just really love the style, so I'm okay to maybe be a little bit of a hypocrite.
Yeah, and you've had like similar ones because you had like canvas ones from like J. Crew as well.
Yeah, those I still
like Jack Purcell's. I mean, there's also that too.
Or Gola brand, which is an English sneaker brand. I really liked those, but the problem is they are like, I don't know, like soccer shoes, so they are like super padded in a way that I don't like. They remind me of like the sneaker shoes or the skater shoes that I would fucking wear in like middle school.
Right.
But also that just meant they were a little bit tight. And so I wore them for the first time in a really long time a couple weeks ago to go on a walk. I came back. It was like a half-hour walk. Came back, I had blisters. So probably not going to wear those again.
Yeah, God. Well, I mean, yeah, and then there's still the Moonstar ones, which Drake's had.
I still want those, yeah.
Yeah, because they have like they're kind of like a boxing shoe because they have like kind of like an Oxford closure. They kind of If
they have some like interesting like leather accents or something on it too, right?
Yeah, I mean it depends. I think which model there is, but there's like I've seen different variations because not all of them are Oxford closure.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the one in the Drake's lookbook that like we have the photo saved of, where it's like I think it's like Matt sitting on a mailbox or something.
Oh yeah, that's such a great picture. Yeah, those ones are dope as hell. I really want those, but like the other ones I've seen are a bit more workwear or milsurp. Like they have like a larger toe, like a contrast.
Oh yeah,
toe.
and I mean I search them up on eBay semi frequently, but yeah, they have like straight up like reproduction deck shoes in the black and brown colorway. We'll get more into deck shoes in a bit, but those are really cool. I really want a pair of those as well.
Yeah. So for moving on from the Converse, kind of like that more classic many-laced thing, I don't know what you call it. I mean, the other trend that I've been seeing, I mean, not trend, but if you want to call it that, is like the kind of like the 70s like tennis shoe, 70s 80s tennis shoe.
Yeah, which includes, I mean, yeah, I love those.
You do, yes. Like they include the kill shot's a good example. People wearing what's the one, like it's not oh, it's that stupid, it has like a V thing on it. It's like the arc light, or not the arc light.
Wait, the arc light? Well, I mean, okay, so are you talking about like, wait, are you talking about a Nike shoe?
No, I'm talking about our friend Josh Robinson wears them, and Chase wears them. I'm trying to.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know.
I know what it's called. I wrote it down, but my blog post is not loading, because we're really using up the bandwidth here by doing all this stuff. But yeah, like there's that one. I'm gonna see if I could find it. But there's you see it a lot. You see that kind of like 70s dad shit, and especially as a fun way to kind of subvert, not just like the milsurp vibes, because milsurp, you tend to wear, you know, either the deck shoe, which we'll get into, or like Converse style shoes. But then like the 70s one gives it a 70s vibe. It's not.
Oh, absolutely.
It
Yeah.
makes it like more like regular dude in the 70s picking up milsurp as opposed to like guy in the 50s wearing milsurp.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
and I mean, yeah, you see this a lot. You see this a lot at like, with the like Rose Bowl flea market crowd or whatever. But yeah, a lot of like retro sneakers with like wide leg, military fatigue trousers. Such a cool look.
Novesta, I think it's
Novesta?
Yeah,
Okay.
Novesta shoes. That's what it's called.
That is the shoe. It's Novesta.
No, wait,
Mystery
no, that's not
solved.
it. That's not it.
That's not it.
That's
Oh my
what-
god, the
that's
mystery.
That's another workwear thing. God, I don't know why my blog post is like not loading. It is. God.
We'll add in you saying the name of the sneaker right here.
Yeah, just but yeah, so like it's fun to kind of see that. It's kind of like a hipster kind of thing. You see like Jeremy Kirkland that kind of does it. There's a picture I have of him, which is cool. And it's a little bit subversive. Tree Torn. It's Tree Torn. It's fucking the Tree Torn.
That's it.
Nightlight.
That's it. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Tree
yeah.
Torn Nightlight is.
Okay,
is
yeah, I know that brand. I don't know
Yeah.
why I couldn't think of that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I mean, those are cool. Like and it's again more Tennessee. It's like athletic, but not super athletic at the same time. It's one of those things that it's like an athletic shoe that can go with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And I personally don't have any experience with this other than wearing my kill shots. I tend to, again, not lean into that with my particular looks very often. There is one picture I have of me that conveniently made its way also into the Milsurp article because I wore it with my World War II chinos and my jungle jacket, and I was like, okay. Because, like I said, it was a fun way to do the Milsurp look, but instead of doing deck shoes or whatever, you wear the 70s or the 80s kill shots to kind of subvert that, which is fun. But I think that's the only like recent outfit I made with those.
Yeah,
those
I mean,
kill
it's like
shots.
I wish we could talk about this more, but again, I don't have any personal experience.
Yeah, so why don't you wear yours more often?
Well, again, I think I don't wear my kill shots more often just because they're such like a meme shoe. I mean, I do wear them pretty often. Like that's my go-to if I haven't left the house, so I haven't really put on like a pair of shoes other than like penny loafers to take out the trash or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm gonna go on a walk or something, I'll throw on my kill shots because they're practical and comfortable. But I mean, like I said, I don't really like the full leather. I do kind of. I mean, I'm looking at this like this Japanese like magazine. Breakdown of a bunch of models of like 90s or 80s Nike shoes, and it's just all mesh and rubber and like suede, and I don't know. I just like it. It seems a little bit. These shoes seem more casual. I don't own any of them because I think to get this look you kind of have to buy vintage, and I'm still not really like entirely sold on buying 40-year-old Nikes. I'm bare. It's like I know I bought 50-year-old Converse, but I mean, yeah, if they were a good price and in decent condition, then I would absolutely pick them up. I've been looking at some New Balance models because they kind of hew closer to the look than Nike does today. So you might see me pick one of those up in the future. I tried to at J. Crew, but they wouldn't let me. So. It wasn't that they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me use the discount, so I never did.
just avoided it then.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's one I did like that J. Crew had. This is years ago. Was the Nike Waffle Racer, which I
I really want one of those.
Yeah, there's a picture of Jake Grantham wearing them with like a tweed jacket and jeans. And I'm like, that's been iconic to me for a while too.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really done too much of wearing sneakers with tailoring in general. I mean, we'll get into how we style our sneakers at the end or later on. But like especially like the mesh ones feel a lot more casual, maybe easier to get into than like the all leather kill shot.
Well, because also the original kill shot was all mesh. Like, you
Yeah.
know, the original Killshot was not a leather sneaker, so again, I still think the Killshot looks like a cool shoe, but that's not really uh and this might not be what you're going for, but it's not really authentic to what it's trying to be.
Yeah. You know, all of you guys out there who are trying to be period accurate, you're not doing it with the
Yeah, sorry guys.
with the,
If you're trying to be like, "Oh, these are just like the 80s." Guess what, idiot?
you're 2010.
Yeah, you're 2010.
Oh man. So okay, what about let's talk about like the dad shoe, and that's also kind of a thing that we're not as into in general. So this is kind of like it's a step up above. It's a similar step to the 70s 80s sneaker, but now you're getting to like 80s 90s kind of territory. You know, maybe this is more like the Reebok kind of thing, but or at least to me, the more like New Balance like 574. 558. I don't know what the fuck. There's different.
Yeah.
All those ones, which is like super chunky, super rounded, kind of high foot profile, which I love because you know our friend Jared over at Oxford Cloth Button Down rocks this look with like chinos, rocks it with shorts. He looks super cool. It's definitely, even though they're both sporty as like, you know, like the 70s version, these look even more sporty. Maybe it's because, you know, Spencer and I are younger, so we associate that with like what our dads would literally wear, or even our moms or whatever. Like I think my mom had New Balance and everything. But yeah, it's like that particular style of shoe, which is, you know, maybe not common as much in classic menswear, but then of course, you know, you expand on that to like the more MFA type of stuff, more generic prep, or even like some aspects of streetwear, you know, where that was like with like a cropped or wide leg jean or something, which I always like, but I just can't get into it. Like maybe it's because nothing else in my wardrobe really works with it naturally. And then every time I try it on, so I have a J Crew / A6 Onitsuka Tiger, which is like blue suede. It's super cool. But I can't, like, every time I put them on, I'm like, I could be literally wearing something else. And I haven't found, like, you know, again, a big thing about me is you never want to feel like, you want to feel like you're owning all your clothes. And if I have that feeling toward like a shoe, it's just not worth it for me to wear. I still have them. They still fit. They've kind of faded into kind of like a dustier blue now. There was an article about it a long time ago as well that I think I linked to when I first got them in like 2017. But it's still like, I don't know what it is. Like every time I wear them with jeans, like no, Converse would look better, loafers would look better, and deck shoes, which we'll get into in a second, just look way better. But
I kind of want the Tigers in the I think the 1966 like Mexico colors, so it's just red and green.
Right.
Which
Well,
is
it's like
pretty
I
cool.
think those have a lower foot profile too, right?
Do they?
I think mine.
I mean, it's like I have never really gone past like, you know, seeing a picture of them and being like, oh, those look nice. I haven't done much research on the brand, so
Yeah, I mean, sneakers again for us aren't really top of the list
huge
of things.
priority.
Yeah, you know.
Like I mean, like if we could go back to Converse for a second,
Yeah.
like for like a year now, I have said it's like, oh, I really want the high top, you know, Chuck 70s and Sunflower, this bright yellow, which I still do. But I haven't put down the $75 for that. I've spent more than that on other clothes in this past year, but I have not spent the $75 on that. So I guess that kind of shows you where the priorities are.
I also had like I had Converse All Stars high tops, and like, you know, I bought them when I was going through the whole. I've told you guys about the whole Loke thing where I sized down way too small, because I thought my feet were smaller and whatever. So I'm looking at them right now and they're awful because they don't fit me. I mean, I can put my foot into them. Doesn't mean they're going to be great. And so it's a little unfortunate, but I'm like, oh, I would upgrade with the Con 70s. You know, they're like $75, right, or whatever.
Yeah, I think that the low tops are even cheaper. I think those are only like $60 or $70.
Yeah, but I mean,
which I think is a great price for those sneakers.
I mean, I have low tops. I mean, I have the original 80s, whatever. But like the 70s high tops are super cool because high tops, you know, they have a different feel to them. You know, you like boots. They kind of work with like a cropped trouser or a cropped chino or whatever. They look really cool with raw hem pants. You know, so it's like I want to get them, but like, you know what I would wear more literally? black shell cordovan tassel loafers. So it's like, and that's more. I mean, that requires way more of an investment. So
Yeah.
that's at the forefront of my mind. Or
I mean,
even,
but who knows? It's like after we record this episode, I'll probably be ruminating on sneakers for a little bit. Who knows? I might.
that's just kind of how things work.
I just got paid today.
This is dangerous. We gotta stop. We gotta stop the podcast before we keep buying.
Gotta
stuff.
stop the podcast. Every episode, I buy a new thing. People don't know this. Whatever we talk about, I have to buy a new one of. I've spent so much money.
What did you
have
buy
to
for
give
my
to our
birthday?
Patreon.
What did you buy on the birthday?
I bought a cake.
I was about to say you bought a cake.
I bought a cake and balloons, and then had a birthday for myself.
Even though it's my birthday.
It's your birthday, but I was like, I gotta do this.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's just unfortunate, But hey, that brings us to the next shoe that we did buy, or that I did buy, and that is the deck shoe, or that kind of the style. It's a deck shoe. Now
actually, I'm probably gonna buy another deck shoe before I get another pair of Converse.
You bought one already?
No. I said I'm probably going to. Like, I'm probably going to get.
You said another.
Oh, I mean, I already have my Vans deck shoes.
Oh, the authentic. Yeah, the authentic.
The Authentics, which are deck shoes.
Yes. So okay. So for those of you who don't know, again, you're probably listening to this because you're a friend of ours and you already know this stuff because we talk about it outside the podcast. So don't listen to this podcast. But the deck shoe is kind of a very classic. I mean, it's been around since like the 30s, but for the U.S. Navy, which is where it kind of got its name. But like with surplus and everything, it's a very big component of like casual Ivy. You see a lot of guys. It doesn't have to be the Sperry Cloud CVOs, which are probably the most popular that we can think of. But there was Keds, I guess, are also another variation of that. But they're kind of like, again, a derby style shoe that has it has like what five eyelets.
The deck shoes are like Oxfords, right?
Oh yeah. Well, they're they're closer to like a lace, like a dress shoe lace up kind of thing compared to like the many lace. I'm doing a weird thing with my hands that you can't see, that like a Converse would have. But it looks like an Oxford because it has like a closed lacing system where the I don't know, the vamp area comes together. Whatever.
It's definitely a lot more. I mean, low profile in like every sense of the word than like a pair of I feel like it kind of like hugs the shape of your shoe more the shape of your foot more than other sneakers.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they're really.
It's like definitely the most easy to wear with like classic menswear because, I mean, it's the classic sneaker.
It's also, I mean, it's like a different take on the common projects kind of aesthetic. Like it still goes with everything, but these ones have an inherent like retro vibe to them, mid-century 50s whatever, and I like the Oxford closure because they look cleaner. I think a Converse shoe looks a little too much like it's very modern.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's very clean.
Yeah. But not as clean as a common project. It's like a different vibe compared to
It seems more casual than a common project.
That's exactly. Despite having an Oxford closure, and because it's made of canvas, and so like this is like you have all those pictures like there's like Paul Newman wearing them. There's a lot of great images on there. Look at lots of Ivy guys like wearing them. Dick Carroll, Taylor Cade. All these guys love wearing them. Brian Davis from Wooden Sleepers, famous. Famous.
I mean, he's he's the guy that kind of like introduced me to the CVO.
That's right.
Because obviously, I knew Sperry, but I didn't know they have like a throwback line.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember talking to my friend Adam, and Adam, a friend of ours who was going through a very rapid exponential growth in his menswear journey, maybe even more than MJ, because when MJ started, I was still learning some stuff. But now that I'm kind of tapering off here, Adam can benefit from that more confidence in his decisions. He bought the birch like the off-white color of the CVOs, and he was surprised. Like he was like, I told him, hey, you gotta get I was like, oh, what are you wearing? I'm wearing Sperry's. He goes, you wearing those Sperry shoes? Like, it's not the Sperry, like the one with like the little like leather patch on it, whatever that you see like fuckboy preppy kids wear. It's like, this is a classic one. Showed him Brian Davis at Wooden Sleepers, who stocks them, and he was sold and he got them, and I have them in blue, the navy color. Admittedly, don't wear them as much as I thought I did. I mean, it's also because we're still in quarantine, even
That's
now
right.
and even now in September, and it's just blue sneakers in general are hard because white just goes with everything. White gets dirty. White looks cool dirty. I mean, kill shots, Converse, all white. And
Yeah.
blue is it's a fun preppy color, but if you have a white one, you might wear that more, which is why my first thing with it before I discovered the Sperry CVO, the throwback line, was the Vans Authentic because that's kind of like the one that's most
Well,
accessible
we should
to
say
us.
specifically Cloud CVO.
The
Cloud
Cloud
is
CVO
their
is the
throwback
real.
line. CVO is the name of the shoe.
Yeah, yeah. So that
Yeah.
is the Sperry Cloud CVO is the shoe. If you're looking for the real deck shoe that really hasn't changed all too much since the 30s, that's the kind of one that you want to look at. But yeah, so for me that wasn't the first thing I did. I got white Vans Authentics. Got them like 2 years ago.
Because they were like a special like J Crew exclusive that were on like clearance. But they're kind of like this like off-white pale yellow, right?
Yeah, because they're not like I think if you get the white, I'm pretty sure you can get these ones also at the Van store. The J Crew ones come with like this rope lace that they quickly replace.
It was like this line of like hiking Vans. So they came with either suede lacing or like hiking boot.
Yeah, I
like
got rid of
woven
those
lacing,
immediately.
which is weird. Yeah.
But so the thing is, from the Vans store, I think from what I remember, like the white Vans Authentics are completely white, but
Yeah.
the J Crew ones they're like off white and they have like a little blue line around them.
Which is a big deal. That's why I don't think I would not get like all white, just like Vans or deck shoes. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I think the birch color from the Sperry CVO has
Yeah.
like a little blue line instead of like the white color. But I have these ones. They are definitely different in profile and shape or last.
Well, because they have like
the
a
CVOs.
much thicker rubber than the CVO. Or
Yes,
is
they're
it the other way
thicker.
around?
Okay, so they're
Yeah.
thicker in the sole. They're kind of wider, I think. Because the Sperry CVO, Cloud CVO, kind of is elongated. It's a lot dressier in comparison. The authentic one has a little bit. It's like stubbier and wider as well. And then the Oxford part, the closest thing goes closer to the toe than the Cloud CVO. Again, echoing
Yeah.
what I love from like a low vamp loafer, and that's kind of why I got those ones. But so those are my first deck shoe or style deck shoe style that I got, and those are like my favorite shoe. Like I wrote in the article, I literally wore them so much. I wore them in Japan. I put them on whenever. They go with they go with like chinos. They go with jeans. They go with like casual trousers. They're fucking great, and I love them to death. Maybe if I actually found out about the CVO earlier, I would have maybe had those. But because I don't, I mean, I gotta give Vans the edge. I mean, you still get the kind of that little like Levi style like Vans tag on one of the sides there.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of that. But I mean, who cares?
Exactly.
Sneakers are meant to be, like,
I mean,
thrown on.
I have a pair of Vans. That was again an early sneaker purchase for me. I got a pair. I mean, the classic blue, which I think they call a navy, but is not. It's absolutely not a navy blue.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a medium blue, which has since faded significantly. I have no idea how.
Yeah,
I have
I
never
don't
had
know
a shoe
how you
fade
did
like
that.
these. It's crazy, but it's like I wore them to the beach and then like I put them in the garage for a day because it's like I hosed them off to get the sand, and when I brought them back, they were like, "This is 3 shades lighter," and every time I wear it, it gets lighter. So I like them; they're comfortable. I don't wear them because I'm like, are these like melting? Like, what's going on?
I mean,
But
yeah.
I do like them a lot. I do want another. I want another pair. I don't know when this is gonna be, but then my next one will probably be a Cloud CVO, unless Vans decides to. So here's the thing. I like
Tell
Vans
us.
because I live very close to where they started. I live in Orange County. They're an Anaheim company, so I got a little hometown pride there. But I really want a pair that has the old logo and the like no Vans tag, which they do occasionally. They do every once in a while release an authentic that has the old Van Doren logo on the back and no red tag, but it's always fucking wacky patterns and never like the classics. If they made a throwback line that was just like all like the classic colors or whatever, I would absolutely buy them. But they refuse. They refuse.
So if you're listening to this, heads of Vans, do it.
Yeah,
and
if
we
if you
will.
work at Vans, tell them, please.
Yeah.
Just like tell them to make this. I just want a fucking deck shoe that says Van Doren on the back.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
Swedish?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just like
want it. I just want
I just
it.
want it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing. I was at Bodega, which is like a streetwear like retail store in downtown LA, and they had a fun Vans authentic collaboration that was super cool. It was like green, like all green. It was again I enjoy seeing like a deck shoe, military deck shoes, and it's not like we've seen like Spencer said, like Doic I think make some of like the brown or the Moonstar
Oh,
ones
yeah,
like
that-
brown and black or whatever.
Which
So
is
I'm
like the
kind of-
original like colorway of like the World War II deck shoes.
Yeah, and I'm kind of interested in that. Again, I'm not sure exactly how often I'd wear it because again, it's one of those things.
It is like kind of, I mean, it's like very noticeable.
yes,
Where a lot of the sneakers that maybe we like, I don't know, I feel maybe it's not fair to say they like fade into the background, but yeah, if you're wearing those, it definitely it stands out.
yeah, and we tend to not wear we're not big on wearing plain everything else. We tend to wear like a fun
Yeah.
like
Well,
top.
because I mean, I should say it's like I said it's like I don't like common projects because they're too plain. But on the other hand, there's like a lot of dad shoes that I don't like because they're too busy. So
We just have impossible taste. If you guys are just
I mean, I like what I like. That's like that's all you can say.
all right, Popeye.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe we can finish off here with how we wear our sneakers. Now, one of the things that got me kind of to get back into it is, I talk about Chase. Like, I think Chase is one of the best dressed guys out there. But he, because he's in New York, a lot of these New York guys, they literally wear like their tailored outfits and then they wear sneakers with it. I don't think it's a stylistic choice. I think it's because you literally have to walk everywhere, and it's easier to change your shoes and change your whole outfit to become casual, right?
Yeah.
That's probably what it is, So seeing him wear like, barber jacket, sport coat, chambray shirt, flannel trousers, and then fucking like his nightlights, I think that looks so cool. And it goes to my philosophy of being able to kind of change certain things about your outfit that are, or buy clothes that are interchangeable with one another. Not for the sake of being 100% versatile, but just, subverting the expectations. Hey, Ryan Johnson. But, being able to kind of, swap things out and create new vibes, but also retain some of the other vibes. So, like, for example...
That's right. Create new vibes.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
This is called vibe.
This is called vibe.
This is called vibe. But yeah, it's like, maybe you'll wear like a... I don't think I have this outfit in there because, again, it's been really hot. I haven't been, we're in quarantine. We're not really hanging out outside. But, like wearing, like, a hopsack jacket, Oxford shirt, black knit tie, some jeans, and maybe some, like, fucking Vans Authentics.
Yeah.
It's totally solid. Kind of Japanese. A lot of Japanese guys love wearing Converse, Converse, Vans, deck shoes, Nikes, with, like, literal ivy, and I think that like full ivy, like a sport coat, like and tie and trouser and everything in there. I think that's what's super cool. And you can look at like Oxford cloth button down, where he wears a lot of loafers, but he also just literally wears a fucking like New Balance dad shoe with it too. It's just, I don't think it's a conscious choice. It's just like, oh well, I like this shoe, I'm just gonna wear this instead because why the fuck not?
Yeah, no, I mean absolutely. I mean, a lot of my I kind of like just pick shoes last. That's maybe the last thing that I pick. So I mean that kind of happens to me too, where it's like I'm like, I'm gonna wear this with a loafer, and then I'm like, you know what, this would look better with a sneaker, and then I wear it with a sneaker. I think when it comes to dressing up sneakers, I'm a little bit more. I don't know. I'm more hesitant to do it. I think it's like absolutely possible to pull off. A lot of guys do, but my rule with it is I have to be wearing more casual pants. I don't like dress pants with sneakers, at least on myself. So if I'm going to be wearing like a sport coat with sneakers, I'd have to wear military chinos or like jeans or something.
Yeah, see there, I think my thing is I don't know if I could literally wear a sport coat with sneakers. I don't think I would rather wear like a short coat or something. You know, I would still wear a tie. I could probably still wear a trouser. I just cannot do the sport coat. I think it's a little too much, you know, like GQE kind of stuff, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm worried about. It's like I heard someone describe like a suit with Converse as like 2003 Kids Choice Awards, and that's never left my brain since.
Yeah, exactly. I
Like,
could also think of like fucking like our like proms or banquets where I'm sure some of our
hmm
classmates would literally do that, you know. And you know, it's not again, it's not bad. More power to you. I mean, there's probably outfits out there that do it really well, but
yeah,
for me, I don't know. It's kind of like to me a loafer fucking rocks with everything. Like even though I love my Vans Authentics, even though I love the sneakers that I have, I'm probably still gonna wear my tassel overs. I'm probably gonna wear my
hmm
pennies. It's just one of those things because you just can't achieve a lower foot profile without getting a low, and that's so important to me, you know.
yeah.
But so
We didn't
basically,
really
don't
touch
miss.
on like we didn't really touch on like I guess like hype sneakers or like um or like Jordans and stuff like that, sneakerhead stuff.
That's because we don't wear them. Like that's
Yeah, I mean
something
that's
we
true.
literally
Do you
don't do.
have okay? I don't
Like
have.
opinions
I
on
mean,
it.
many opinion. I don't have many opinions on it, but do you have? But if you want to get like if we could get like two or three thoughts out, or two or three thoughts on the subject out really
Yeah.
quick.
Um. No, I think they're cool. I mean, I have no problem with streetwear. I think there's a couple of great sneakers out there that our friends will link to us. I know that our friend Doug is a sneakerhead. Um, it goes to like I mean the classic like the Jordan like the Chicago Bulls Jordan, you know, like the black and red one. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a sport guy. I don't know if I don't fucking know this. I'm gonna play.
Well, I mean, yeah, the 85, yeah, black and red Jordan. I think that is a really cool style. I don't think I'm gonna ever buy them.
It's because hype sneakers are just really chunky, but not in like the
Yeah,
not in like the dad
yeah.
way. So that makes it even harder for me to figure out how to wear them. I feel like for that, if we're just talking about how I'd wear it, I feel like I'd have to change my whole outfit. You know, like I
I
mean,
mean, what about like you? I think I could. I don't think I would, but I think I could probably do something with like Uniqlo, like easy pants.
yeah. I mean, I've seen. I mean, hey, I'm on TikTok. I see a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
The Jordans or the Air Force ones are like pretty popular, um, among like the youth now, and the youth are also wearing like wide leg, high waisted pants.
Hmm.
I don't think like to
You
me
know what's
again.
funny? You know what's funny is today I listened to the Throwing Fits episode with
Oh,
Taylor
nice.
Lawrence because someone recommended that in our Discord. And they were talking about e-boy fashion, and none of them knew what kind of sneakers the e-boys were wearing.
Isn't it
I
just
mean, they said like Converse and Vans, but they were like, do they wear the cool sneakers? Do they wear like the streetwear sneakers or whatever? But I don't. Are they?
I don't think so. I mean, based on what I've seen on TikTok, it's always just like black Vans, you know,
Hmm.
the old schools, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, other hype sneakers. I mean, again, it's really tough to wear them. I mean, you know, you gotta have like a lot of stacks on your jeans or whatever to wear them. But I haven't, you know, the closest I would probably get is like a dad sneaker, but that's not really like a hype shoe. I
Yeah.
do love hype sneakers for like just design though,
Oh,
but I
absolutely. Like
cannot. Yeah.
every couple months there's a great like I think complex breakdown of
Yes.
every
Yeah. Yeah.
single
Yeah.
style of Jordan. And that is such a cool read because it's like I mean it's like again I don't think I'm going to ever buy a pair of Jordans, but just it's like looking at how out there some of those shoes got and like some of the influences like this is influenced by like the golf course that Michael Jordan loved or whatever, or it's
That's
like this looks like his limo. It's like I think that idea is very cool, although I don't think I'm ever going to drop the money to get a pair myself.
yeah. See, I don't know. It's kind of like yeah, I like looking at it, but I don't like owning it would just be useless to me.
Hmm.
You know, I'm already a guy who has Star Wars action figures. I don't need to have a shoe that I don't wear. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's other stuff too. I mean, like you know, again, I wear what is it? The Nike. I was gonna say the Nike Ninjas, but that's not what it is. It's not Flyknit either. I don't know what the fuck they're called, but they're like running shoes, and I could. The thing is, maybe if I upgrade that to something now, because I bought these like in 2013, maybe
Mm.
then I'll buy like a more hype or more interesting sneaker, because I'm looking at like the Nike React shoes, which I think look really cool. But again, that's something it's probably gonna be athletic stuff only. I don't really think it works into my regular attire.
I think,
Very
yeah, I mean,
much.
that's ultimately the reason that I haven't branched out in terms of sneakers, is because there's only so much that is going to uh, kind of mesh with my wardrobe.
Yeah. It's I
And
mean,
I think this is maybe a case of like limited imagination on my part, but for the time being, I'm content where I am. So
yeah, again, like I'm pretty good where I am too. I mean, with each episode here, it's kind of like that ABG podcast I listened to, where it was really about hoeing out, and then like 30 episodes in, they're all taken. Like it's like so like with us too, like like I guess because we started this kind of late in my blog game, where as we do these podcast episodes, we're kind of becoming more and more set on things, which you might think that we would stop doing podcast episodes, but it just lets us talk more about the journey to them, which
mhm.
is really cool. And I'm sure maybe like next year we can have another sneaker episode. We'll see where we are at,
Yeah.
because uh, if we did, if this podcast started like 2 years ago, I would have one sneaker to talk about, or 3 years
This
ago, I should
podcast
say.
did start 2 years ago.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, and back there, I mean, we barely did anything, so
Yeah.
that's why there's nothing there. Um, but yeah, hey guys, look at the article that we've linked, that I wrote, or check out the Instagram, because we're gonna be posting some pictures of sneakers on there as well. Because every episode gets like 3 posts, because that's how Instagram, rows of three is kind of what we do there. But leave a comment of what your favorite sneakers are, or DM us. I mean, or if you want to talk to us directly, you could join the Discord.
That's right.
That's right. We have a Patreon, which means that if you contribute to it, you not only do you get a bonus episode, which this month is going to be a fun one. I'm saying that because we haven't decided what it is yet.
I
For
was like,
September.
I was backing my brain. I'm like, okay, what is the episode?
Well, last month, I hope you enjoyed our episode on "You Only Live Twice" Bond film. Uh,
Which, if you were a patron, you could have watched alongside with us.
that's right, because we do
And
some
we won't
rewatch
say
stuff in
any
there.
more about that.
That's right. But if you're in the Discord, I mean, hey, our friends in there are also kind of like, I think everyone's kind of got like a little sneakerhead in them, because sneakers are fucking cool. Like, I mean, again, like we said here.
It's like, I mean, it's like, again, I've gotten, as the years go on, I get more and
Yeah.
more open-minded about clothes. I find it so baffling that there's a huge subset of guys in like the menswear scene that will just kind of like dismiss just casual shoes in general. That's
Yeah.
nuts to me.
And that, again, that's more of the enthusiast side rather than
Maybe,
like,
yeah, maybe not menswear side, but like, because I feel like maybe I'm looking at menswear with rose tinted glasses, but I guess when I say it, I mean people maybe more like our peers, people who
Yeah.
maybe think more like us.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little unfortunate there, but I think that sneakers are very cool. And I mean, again, if I could own them just based on design and not wear them, I could, but I can't because I need to wear things that I own. So unfortunate. But yeah,
Yeah.
so join the Discord again. These guys that are in there sometimes share some sneakers, and they're really cool. So maybe expand your mind, baby. That's you can quote me on that. Write that
Okay, I
down, Matt.
will.
Write that down, Matt. Don't get on mic. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed the episode. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow me at Ethan M. Wong.
I'm Spencer DSO.
And follow the podcast at Style and Direction, all spelled out. Check it out on check it out. Check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Style and Direction. Probably gonna follow this up on Twitch and get some other guys' opinions on there, because that's what we do on our Twitch channel, because we are joined by our friends who are also menswear guys, and they're not on the podcast, but they're on the Twitch. They're on the stream with
That's
us.
right.
So that's a great one there. And keep an episode out. Keep an eye out for the next episode, because we do episodes every 2 weeks, baby.
That's right. So in
That's-
2 weeks, listen right here for our next episode, which is going to be on.
Not sure. We'll find out.
You'll find out.
You'll find out, and we'll
In
tell
2
you.
weeks.
We'll tell you. Big ups to our Sadcast fanatics, Seth Peterson, Austin Malott, Eric Hall, and Shane Curry for helping us out. Again, that's our highest tier on Patreon. Really appreciate it, you guys. I mean, that's why we're able to give you these episodes way more consistently. So if you've been listening to this since 2017, you must be like jizzing because we give you so much stuff now.
And that's what we wanted. That's what we want.
Yeah, we want you guys to come. That's all.
I was going to continue this bit, but I know that we have people under 18 who listen to this show.
That's why MJ, our audio producer, puts this explicitly, right? So
he makes it explicit. That's right.
That is right. So hey, we're not. If you're listening to this, hey, get parental permission. We should put that. At the top of this, but we don't.
A parental disclaimer. Should we have that on our podcast logo? Give us some cred, some
yeah,
street cred.
yeah. We want you to, and it's blurred out, and then when you accept it because you are 18 over, then it says it'll unblur itself, and it'll say we want you to come. That's the news tagline. Style and direction. We want you to come.
Let us help you.
Let us help you out with that. Hey, we're doing ASMR now apparently, so that's
that's the bonus feed. Well, no, because we're talking about our Patreon, but this discussion is actually all this stuff is going to be on our brand new OnlyFans. That's right, Style and Direction OnlyFans here at last.
Get ready for it. Get ready.
Take that, Jacob Wall. We're gonna kick your ass.
Get ready for that, and get ready to come.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's what sets us apart from the other menswear podcasters.
Yeah, you think Hand Cut Radio is gonna do this? No,
we're the only one that's giving it to you raw.
And here's the thing: we show all of it.
Okay, we need to end the episode.
Yes, thank you, MJ and Matt, for producing the podcast. Don't get out, Mike. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.
Bye bye.